So we created this show, Media Moguls, because we have friends like Anders. And that's really it. That's why we did it. Anders is the media mogul. Like I'd say, but like between you and like the Ken Bozak are kind of the two icons that like once I connected with you guys, I like don't tell anyone, but I started fanboying out like pretty hard. And then hanging out with you, then that fanboying turned into anger and resentment because every single time you can go back and watch all these things, they're all still on YouTube somewhere. Every single time we did a min sprint together, you won. Every time.
Yep.
Now, granted, I didn't know it's because you were running a fucking block producer thing in your basement, which would help.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean it might have had something to do with it. I mean, it was always super super fun, and like you and I just remember being there when like we knew the wax plane blockchain was going to be a big deal, and we were basically by ourselves with Lisa Chandler, for example. There was a few people there that just kind of knew, and obviously Lisa's working with Alien Rounds now, so it's like that's a whole
Yep.
But dude, how are you doing? Like I feel like we been still busy this year. It's great to connect with you again.
Yeah, it's been a crazy year, and as you said, I did have an advantage where I didn't have the API for the block producer and everything in my basement, but I had it in the town next door, and for that I had 4 milliseconds delay from my home to that.
Bam! That's so good.
That helps. So the slowest part is actually clicking the button, and then it's on the blockchain.
That's fun.
Yeah. That was a good time. And yeah, like the last year has been crazy. It's been so busy. I don't know what I've been doing. I've been doing a lot of things. I've been having fun. I bought a farm. I learned how to do construction work. I had a lot of fun things to do with taxes and regulations. That sucks. I had a lot of fun blockchain projects to follow. A lot of play-to-earn games to put in my time in. And there are way more things to do than I have time to do. That's for sure.
That seems like it's the story for all of us now, right? It's like we have to do arbitrage or triage, basically, like figuring out where to put our time. In IRL farm or like real for survival. Yeah, so tell us if you're cool to tell us about the farm. Like, how did that whole process start?
No, like. Okay, it's actually really crazy because I bought this together with my brother. So we are 2 families here. We have 2 full houses where people can live. So it's perfect. And we bought it together because we figured, hey, why should you live far away from people you like? So we got that, and we are working together. We run blockchain infrastructure together and everything. So it makes sense. And well, it kind of was a crazy year for both of us, and we wanted to take some profit and put somewhere. So I took NFT profits and paid for my entire part of the farm with that, which is insane. So we have no debt at all on the farm, which is kind of nice for the future. And so I call this the NFT farm, and not because it is an actual NFT, but because it's bought by NFT. So that's awesome.
Yeah, that's so much fun. Well, and of course you do have the giant pyramid in gratitude that actually has some people on it now.
Yeah, exactly. Like and that's one thing. Like, okay, how many play to earn games are there? How many metaverses are there? It's way too many. And like, I haven't even had time to start a game to play, sit down and play. Pretty much, I think I played 2 hours or 3 hours in total since I moved here in September. Because when I don't work, I spend some time with the family, and if I don't do that, I do construction work on the farm because we have a lot of things to do.
Yeah, it makes sense, man. I just got back in after we did this the gratitude estate sale. We I bought one of them and made a little tree farm, and we've got shops working now, right? So you can like make stuff in survival and sell them for uplifting or whatever. So I just wanted to get in there and build and like do that process. But of course, it was my first survival build, so I spent the first like 3 days just getting murdered. Like over and over and over again. Like people took pity on me and just started hanging out to protect my sorry ass from getting killed every 5 seconds the second the sun went down. Yeah, it was pretty fun, but it was great. But I had to prioritize it. Like, guys, like this is like a work thing so that I can understand this better. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had time to do it.
Yeah, but that's the fun part also about a survival, that you really get your ass kicked. In the start, it is so hard. It is so rough. You don't have all the tools. You don't have weapons, shields. You don't have armor. You don't have a house to hide yourself. You don't have a big enough place to actually work while it's night and everything. So you really have to prioritize. You learn, you get punished, then when you pause that time, you don't die all the time. You start to survive. You start to being able to handle the nights and all the mobs and everything. That's where the satisfaction is. When you have had that struggle and then you defeat it and you win. That's why survival is so much more fun, because you really have to struggle to do something, and if you build big, there's a lot of shit you have to deal with. It is like if you just want to put torches everywhere, that's a lot of coal and wood that you have to gather.
Yep.
Even the basic things.
Can confirm. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Hey, good morning, Nick and Roger and Rebel Joker. At least all you guys. He's talking about not being able to get in either. I mean, Nick's just out there, building crazy tools for everybody anyway, which is awesome. Yeah,
Nick, he helped me to build a smart contract and a function so people can auto whitelist all my drops and comply with all the VAT shit that I have to do in Sweden. Mm-hmm. So you just go to market.anio.io and log in, and you sign up whitelist, and then you're whitelisted for all my drops that I have active out like that, which is beautiful.
Yeah, tell us about. So, like, I remember we were having a brief conversation where you were talking about like your accountant trying to deal with like 18 trillion Alien Worlds microtransactions and probably having a small aneurysm. Like, what was that? What was that like? For that process this year.
Oh, I would say that process is still not done. I need to file my taxes by June for last year, so it's still 6 months to go. And basically, right now, I checked all my Alien World accounts. I have 2 with lands, and then I have 1 hidden and 1 public with lands, and then I have my cloud wallet. And if you just take the transactions from those, it is over 1 million transactions. So if like if the tax office or if anyone wants all of my transactions, I can get them to them. But I don't think they want my transactions. Because if they say, hey, we need all your data, we need to check that you are doing this correct, then I will say, okay, I will print them out and give them to you in paper.
Yeah, it'll be in a very large truck full of
yeah, so then like, okay, size 14, 16 on the font, and then you print 1 million. Well, I don't know how many transactions I have more accounts. Yeah. Well, yeah, but it's like if they want to give me a hard time, I'm doing my best to comply, and if they want to give me a hard time, I'm gonna give them a hard time.
This is the way. Because of anybody that I know, I think you've been spending, probably among the most attention on like, hey, I'm like genuinely trying to do this the right way, and just fucking help me, right? Like,
yeah, but don't
make it stupid, right?
Yeah, and like, okay, if we have to comply by all rules, that means that I have to take the VAT rules of normal commerce and add to NFT. So I have to have details of where the buyer is located in order to pay VAT in that country. Yeah, that is the current rules, and that is nearly impossible to do in crypto. And that's why I now have that whitelist. So if you do that, I get 2 data sets. I have your country code, and I have your phone number, which also is a country code. Because those 2 are the least invasive data points that I can gather. You can have a burner phone or whatever. Mm-hmm. And if you have that, I can comply with the VAT rules, which means I need 2 data points to direct me to the correct country in order to do the VAT correct. And that's the rules that I have gotten from my VAT expert in Sweden. So that's what I'm going for, at least in Europe. That applies.
That's that's awesome. Nick said both swords.
No, it's boring.
Off-chain. Well,
but it has to be done.
I think it's important, right? The more we interface with these legacy systems, that eventually will demand that we comply with all of the rules that everybody else in the world has to do economically, right? But our version of it, I think it's going to be updated, and there's always sort of an interesting give and take in the process of assimilating new technologies like this, or whatever. So I think like that, it's inevitable, right? To think that we're just going to live in this universe that's totally outside of normal taxation and economic rules is just a fiction. Yeah. Like that's not going to happen, right?
Yeah, and in Sweden, at least, you can go back 7 years for taxes. So the tax office can go back 7 years. So if I don't have this set now, and I expect this to change in the future. I will be wrecked if I don't have everything sorted from the start, because it will be very hard to get all the information later.
Right. Hey, can you fire me a link to your what's the link to your new market?
Yeah, I can give you. It's market.anyo.io, so it's not that I will send it to you on or I can do it here, I think. No, I can't. I don't see a chat.
You can do the
I can send you market.anyo.io, and I can send you... I send it on Telegram.
Cool.
Because, yeah, there's a private chat. I see it now.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so, like, all of this shit, I hate to comply with it, but I have to, and if I don't, it's a bad idea. It's a bad idea to hide these things when we deal with public blockchains. I mean, the data is available in the future. I have streams, videos, screenshots with my account names on them. If they can't find that in the future, it means they are not even trying. So that's why I'm trying to comply as much as I can.
Makes sense to
me. Yeah. So, like, that's basically why I haven't sold a single NFT on a primary sale since June, because I've been trying to figure this out as much as I can, and it's been impossible to do it until I got this this smart contract built by Nick. So he's awesome. He saved me there.
That's awesome. Yeah, Nick is the shit. Nick is the shit. Speaking of being the guy who basically forced us to start doing survival worlds in the uplift, not on your own, between like you and Greg and a few other people, but it was
I had good support.
Yeah, right. I mean, there was, for people that don't know, like there was a minute where we were trying to decide if we should do either or, like either creative or survival, and it was a fucking war. Like people got pretty heated about it, which was kind of fun. So, have you heard about the Coliseum PvP event that's going on the 7th?
Yeah, no. Tell me.
So we're finally doing PvP events. Where the Coliseum that got built in Genesis, we're copying that over. You'll be able to get to it only if you have a spectator or a participant NFT from the Old World portal hub that we have now. And it's $10 to get the spectator NFT. It's $100 to get in to be one of the 10 participants. And whoever wins the big, huge, tournament gets, I think it's like, $250 or $300 or something like that. Anyway, yeah, that's going on the 7th. So if you have, some crazy armor, I think no potions or crazy shit or whatever, but like you can bring all your best gear, and if you lose, you lose it.
That's good.
I think it's gonna be fun. It's. I mean, I'm a little worried it's gonna be a shit show because we, like everything that we do, like what's the MVP? Let's get it done. Yeah, I was trying to find the Nifty link for it, but I think we're gonna have a blog.
Is that that $100 entry NFT? Is that something that you use, or is that something that you will have for future events as well?
No, you can. Well, I think it's just for this one event.
He left. He quit. He's like, no, I'm out of here. I'm gonna leave.
How many?
I'm all alone.
How many times have we been live where
Did you rage quit?
Dropped off. I rage. Fuck this shit.
Why you ask questions? Fuck
stupid questions. God damn. Yeah, no, we don't have any. Like, it's just for this one event. But at the same time, like, if you own one of those things and you want to do an event in the future, like, we should definitely have some kind of future use case for it, for sure.
Nice.
But we haven't thought about that yet. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, and it's all just like one-on-one battles, right? So we're doing like basically like a little bracket thing, and you go in there and try not to die. Jen, my cousin Jenny works with us, is trying to do a donation to get me to actually fight, just because she thinks it'll be really funny because I'm that bad. Like I'm really am. Like I'm terrible at this game that I helped to create, which is super funny. But yeah, it's gonna be pretty fun.
I've played a lot of PvP games, and those that are really good at them, they are really good. Like, you don't have any chance against the great players if you are a mediocre one.
Yeah. I wouldn't expect to have any chance at all. which would be pretty funny. But that's, you know, I think, like, just to get this running, right? Like, we knew technically, okay, we now have the capacity to do this. Let's just do it, right? So we're getting all this stuff done, and the amount of ideas that, like, once you start moving down a path, the amount of ideas that start going crazy, right? I mean,
will you have someone live streaming it, like a sports event and things like that, commenting on it?
Yeah, I'm gonna live stream it. And I'm going to be in there. I don't know if I could do. You want to come and do it with me and be like a sports commentator? Because that'd be really fun. I don't know how sports commentator I could pull off.
Which day is it? The 7th? Did you say that?
Yeah, it's
Tuesday.
And it's 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time though. That might be a little bit.
Oh, that's very late.
Yeah, that's crazy pants. All right.
Yeah.
Shit.
I am just asked if any country can get whitelisted on my market, and yes, any country should be in that list, so anyone can do it. And you can take a burner phone. I don't care. It's just the tax office that wants your information. I don't want it.
There you go.
Yeah. And Nick responded there as well. But yeah, so Jimmy actually wanted us to talk also about that hack last, like, I don't know how many days it is, a week or 2 weeks ago on Wax, where Space Heroes got wrecked.
Oh yeah, DMT got freaking smashed, eh?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that was nuts. And they started to do kind of like decent, and then nope.
Yeah, and like what I really want to get out there is that everything that happened was 100% preventable. They were just being plain stupid, and they are to blame for everything. And I'm sorry to say that, but that's the case. They didn't manage keys. They didn't set up the smart contracts properly. They didn't understand security at all. They downloaded what seemed to be the main reason is that they downloaded a malware wallet. They added the owner key of the smart contract to a malware wallet, that's what happened. That is the most likely reason. If that's the true, I don't know, but that's the most likely what happened. Man. And that shouldn't even be possible. The first, you should never add an owner key in there. And one thing that we can go back and look at that they did wrong is they also minted NFTs using an owner key, which an owner key, for anyone wondering, is like the admin key. It's like your insurance in case something happens. You should create it, and then you should hide it. You shouldn't even tell your mom about it. You should not tell anyone about where that key is. It's your insurance. And on a smart contract that holds millions of dollars in NFTs, you should also have an MSIG set up. It's just the basic, it's crypto 101. Mm-hmm. And if you don't do that, then you are at blame. And I hope that if people lost money, they actually go after that team if they don't in some way compensate them, because they really messed this up. And I like, anyone can make mistakes. Anyone can be stupid, and anyone can have a bad day, and anyone can get hacked and get compromised. Even those that think they have good security and nothing will happen, they can get hacked, they can get compromised. That's not a problem. Yeah. This is just really, it's just stupid. It is what it is. It's plain stupid by that team, and it shouldn't happen. Yeah. It's like posting your credit card with all your information on online and expecting no one to use it. It's not it's not a good idea.
And the understatement of the Millennia Award goes to Anders. Hey, Deej, if you're watching Deej, apparently I accidentally banned Deej from the comments on YouTube a long time ago. He's like hitting me up on Twitter, like, dude, hey, remember that time you accidentally banned me and you were gonna pull me back? You haven't done that yet. I'm trying to work on that now. And also, I'm sorry, and I suck.
His name is impossible to pronounce.
I just do Deej, right?
I don't know. He's saying that's how you pronounce it, Deej or something, but I stick with it's impossible. I promised him that I will learn how to do it this year, but it's so early. I can wait until, I don't know, August or something.
All right, here's the next question, Anders. How do you unban somebody on YouTube? I don't think I've ever done that.
I think you press Alt F4. No, you don't do that.
Also, he's
Can you close the
my
stream again?
pronunciation is perfect. Thank you very much, Deej. Deej, I need your YouTube username. I think, not your email. Yeah. Let me see if I can figure this shit out.
I
believe.
I think I have 2 accounts blocked that were spammers on my YouTube, and they are somewhere in the YouTube studio, but I'm not sure where.
Okay.
It is.
Take a look while we're.
Next time you shouldn't ban him.
Right? Obviously, yes. If I had a time machine, I would go back and not fuck up.
So was that before or after you had him on your show?
Yeah, right. It was right after. Like, yeah, no, you don't get to talk anymore. No. By the way, Deej, I need an update on the kickback thing. I haven't been following it closely enough. I know you guys are still working on that, and apparently he's working on the zombie thing too. Hey,
yeah,
I saw you
it
post
has
about
a sale on Saturday.
Yeah, what's going on? What's going on with this zombie shit? What are they doing?
They are dying and trying to kill people. That's what zombies do. They want to eat your brain.
Like you do.
Yeah. No, they have a whitelisted sale on Saturday at I think it's 6 p.m. World Swedish time, so 5 p.m. UTC, which should be like 12 p.m. EST. ET? I don't know. Something like that.
Cool.
Mid-noon, pretty much. I think.
Oh, hey.
And they are creating some kind of game, and they have a long roadmap that they are very excited about. So that's good. Personally, I'm not a big fan of zombies in general. I haven't even watched The Walking Dead, which everyone watches and everyone loves. But yeah.
Hey,
have you watched The Walking Dead, Corey?
I did. What's really funny too, because I'm not I generally don't watch any horror shows. I don't know why The Walking Dead sucked me in, but it totally did. I've seen, probably most of them at this point. Not so much the last few seasons, just because there's too much TV in no time. Yeah. I gotta watch Expansion before I watch or The Expanse, before I watch anything else. Just I think I'm contractually obliged to this universe to watch anything with a spaceship in it. Deej! It's here! Victory is mine! Woohoo! Well, victory's Deej's, but
victory for him. Nice of you to solve it.
Yeah, right. After I screwed up, so you go to settings, you go to community, and there's hidden users, and you just uncheck them in the hidden users thing, and then it works out.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
So you hid him.
Yeah. I hid him.
Very nice.
Hid. Yeah. Sorry, Deej, and I'm super excited to have you back. It's hello. Yeah, Expanse. I think season 6 is back. They were saying it was going to be the last one, but now there's rumors about them doing another one, and I really hope they do. I've read all the books, and there's just so much more they can do than what they've got planned out so far.
Yeah,
best physics in any space show, by far the best physics.
The only space show that I'm caring about is Star Wars. So this is something that I want to share just to get people the information out there. So I'm building an educational platform where I intend to have everything free forever for everyone. Because I think knowledge and information should be freely available. So I'm putting a lot of my time and effort here. This is something that I'm doing, and we have a big course on wax and how. An introduction to wax, how it works with videos and written content. So on the right side here, you can see introduction, how you create wallets and how you transfer tokens and how you stake, how you set up a ledger or a Trezor wallet and everything. Basically, all you need to know to help you get started with wax, and for community managers and whatever guys running a project, you will have new people coming into your channel and they will wonder what is CPU or what is RAM, how do you buy RAM, and you can just go and you can link to these individual ones, and you can actually, if you go here, you will find a detailed description of how everything works, and you can just link them to people in the community. And you don't have to sit and explain the same thing over and over again. You can instead just give them the curated information that I have done. And I think it's
on that note. To Deej's point is how to create an EBSIG on there.
No, but we can do that.
You should totally do that, because honestly, like I have one of my little savings accounts. I probably would put an MSIG on it, to be honest. Like I have like our team people do that, but like I've never done it myself. It'd be really cool.
I do have a badass video on how you do custom permissions and set it up, but I don't have how you actually create the MSIG itself. Like the MSIG, I guess the MSIG transaction. I don't have a tutorial on that. I just have how you set up the permissions of the account so it works.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. Anders has taught me so much. Me too. Like how to lose at mint sprints.
how to be sick. Yeah, I have a cold again.
Yeah,
it sucks to have kids, man. It sucks to have kids.
They're like little petri dishes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, there you go, Deej. I'm a huge advocate of tutorials for project owners for security, etc., so we can stop the backdoor scams happening. Yeah, I mean, there's so many people bringing in projects, so many people trying new things, and like we're all throwing spaghetti at the wall to one extent or another. And so just like increasing the bar for everybody's security, because it really, there's a bunch of users for DMT or whatever that are gonna be really upset with the whole ecosystem now, right? Rightly or wrongly, right? Like they got burned, and it's not going to be super fun, right? Nope. So anytime we can avoid that for the whole ecosystem, I think it's good for everybody.
Yeah. I mean, it shouldn't happen, but it will happen, and will happen more times. It's not the last time. It's not the first time, and I mean, you really have to balance how bad something is, like how difficult it is to set it up, because it is difficult to set it up properly. You need to put in time. You need to learn about it. The video I shared in the private chat is for how do you set up an MSIG, by the way, the account structure. And it's a 20-minute video, and it will not be digested in 20 minutes if you have never done this before. You will have to pause and think, and but I try to break it down as simple as I can.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like with blockchain, you are your own bank. You do your security, and you have to like figure that out properly. You can't just do nothing and expect it to work when you handle a lot of value. That is the downside of blockchain. It's not that easy yet to use for guys. You do need some kind of tech wizard in your team, and if you don't have that, you need to get that, and if you don't, you will end up like space heroes. I mean, that is the worst case scenario, but it is not unlikely to happen to a lot more projects in the future. And that is like the main risk why I was reluctant against our planet from the start, where you send in all the NFTs into one smart contract. It becomes a honeypot. Like if you have $10 million of NFTs in a smart contract, it will attract eyes, and they will try to get into a position at that place, or they will try to get information from one of the employees. They will try to do the long game to get the information so they can actually take everything, and it's 100% possible.
Is it like I was under the impression that the staking stuff, the only two possible things that you could do is put it into the account or take it back to the original account from it?
Yeah, but if you own that and you remove the smart contract and you change it because you have the owner key, like the Our Planet team can take the NFTs. They won't do that. That's suicide.
Right. Okay.
But someone like bad might say, "Hey, I'm a good guy. I want to work with you guys. I want to." And he earns trust, takes 6 months, and then he walks away with $50 million of NFTs or something.
Yeah, I mean, we don't like even on the Wax blockchain though. Like that would never happen, right? Like he's never going to be able to make money doing that because they can just the block producers would be able to reverse it.
Yeah, it's technically possible, but it's a shit show
like
to
if
get
it was
into.
that big. 100%.
Yeah.
Like, then all the guilds have to vote or whatever. We saw that same kind of thing going on EOS. I know it wouldn't be easy or fun.
It is. But
if it was like $50 million, I think it could happen.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't want to count on that though either, right? Like we want to create systems that that don't.
But they do have. Last time I checked, they do have a better setup.
Yeah,
they did care about that before, and I haven't looked at it in a long time. But they did have an MSIG, and I don't expect them to change that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
So you have to compromise 2 or more people. that's the idea. You can compromise 1, but you have to compromise 2 or more people.
Right. And the security really does. The percentage likelihood that you're going to be okay goes up exponentially every sort of thing that you add like that. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
All the claim phishing sites. Yeah, that's some.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
What ArtPlanet has done is even they have the other owner key sign is not even their own team. Which means that you have to compromise 2 different teams, so not only 2 different people. They have Crypto Lions and Weekend. So Weekend is the team behind ArtPlanet, and Crypto Lions is a block producer.
That's cool.
Yeah. So that's how you should do it.
Right? I like that. Yeah, and think about this. Like, I think like there's probably areas that some of the things we're doing could get improved, frankly. I don't think it was
everyone can,
right?
Yeah, I mean, if you go to Atomic Assets, if that contract was compromised, that would have been really bad, because they can do a lot of shit with Atomic Assets, but that is set up properly. That is, and you need 4 different teams to sign a transaction to do any changes on the code, and our team is one of them. So. Cool. Whenever something has to change, they create an MSIG, and we all discuss if this is a good path to go, and then we sign it. Even though it's technically their decision, and they do all the coding, they still ask if this is a good idea or if they should change something. So that's.
Yeah, I mean that's an awesome having people around that'll just dummy check your shit too, right? That we do sanity checks all the time. Love that. Remember Log4j recently? Imagine your service getting rooted and key stolen. Nick, what do you know what that is?
Yeah, like there was a vulnerability. Like if you get rooted, that means that someone got root access to your machine. That means that they can do whatever they want on it. And some of the services, they save keys in clear text, which means that they now have your private key if they get access to that server. If you run some kind of service for a DApp or for a smart contract or something on that server, and you have a private key there, which I would say all of the major dApps have that in some way, then they got access to that key. And that is when you have an owner key as an insurance that you go, oh shit, we're compromised. You get off of that network, you plug in the owner key, you change the keys that are compromised, and everything is solved, and you minimize the damage. I mean, there still could have been some damage in between your reaction and how long it takes for you to update the compromised keys, but you will minimize the damage by a shit ton by doing that.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I like it. Yeah, we'll figure all this shit out. Get our taxes.
But most people, the reason people get hacked or lose value is because they give away their password or private key. That is still the most common way to lose shit.
Yeah, honestly, still the most common way I've ever seen is people losing their shit.
Yeah,
right? Like that.
They give away their things without knowing.
Or even not even. I mean, that I've definitely have seen that too. Like how many times people got caught with the Wax thing? Like, no, I'm part of the Wax tech support. Just give me your private key. Like, what?
Just give me your password and email.
Right? It's like, I just need to log into your account. Like, I don't. Okay. No, that's terrible. But yeah, like being in the crypto cycle 2016, 17, whatever, I'm getting messages every day. Hey, like, do you remember how to log into this thing? I'm like, dude, if you don't have your login or your private key, you are straight up fucked. You remember when I told you to back it up 600 million times? Just replay that conversation. It's gone. It's done. And there's nothing I can do about it, which is exactly what I told you 3 years ago. Right?
Yeah.
It's like just so many people just straight up fucking like lose it, not lose it to someone. Just like, oh, I didn't back it up because I have the brain the size of a small walnut.
Yeah. And like Nick just said here, look, Nick is a guy that really understands this security, what he should do and what he shouldn't do. And he says that, oh, I should get this sorted better. Because what you do often when you build things is that you do some kind of temporary solution, and it's a small project, and then it grows and grows and grows, and you don't go back to the initial point and update the security of the keys.
Yeah, super important. Yeah. Nick's letting everyone know you're very expensive. Which
you
should be.
on on LinkedIn. I'm an NFT consultant, so that's what I do.
There you go. How much you charge for consulting?
Depends on if it's a fun project or not, right?
What's the most you would charge for consulting?
Depends on how big the project is. I mean, I wouldn't charge for an hour. I would charge for whatever problem has to be solved, right?
Right, makes sense.
I don't like. I mean, I'm in such a good place where I'm happy to get more money, but I don't need it. So if they offer me $100 to do something, I won't care. If they offer 1,000, I mean, it's a lot of money, but if I don't want to do it, I don't give a fuck. So I wouldn't do it. Which means that I am more expensive because I am not in big need of that cash flow.
I think your value. I think just your value period is worth a lot. Like just knowing everything that I know about you, and you should know that too. And Nick apparently knows as well. Like I think you should charge a lot, frankly. Like the amount of value that you will render in an hour or 10 hours of solving whatever problem is not small.
Yeah, and like if I also bring in the guys that I work with, that's another chunk of money. Like it all depends on. I take a lot of meetings. I don't charge for them. I give people advice. I don't care. I mean, all of the content I create, as I said, I think it should be free. But if we start to work together, that's different. Usually, I want some kind like. If you want to work with me, usually I will charge. I want some kind of stake in that project. If I don't get a stake in that project, I want tokens. If there are no tokens and no stake, I mean, I don't know. Perhaps you can go and read my course. No, but really, I mean, and that's like I have very limited time, and I have a lot of things to do. And if I wanna put my time on your project, it has to be for good reasons.
Boom.
And I do a lot of work for free only because I believe in that project, and I don't care.
I mean, that's the awesome position that you know that you're in. I know a few people that are kind of in that spot now, and it's good. And the thing is, like, everybody wants in here. The demand to get into this ecosystem is red hot, and there's not that many people that actually know what the fuck they're doing, right?
Yeah.
So I mean that value proposition is awesome, and it just how much fun is it to like be in a spot where you're on the farm, and again, like time, whether you're just playing play-to-earn games or NFT stuff or whatever, like that. The biggest thing for all of us this year who've been around for more than 2 months is like just time management. Like the amount of opportunities that are coming at us, it's like a fucking fire hose. So now it's like, what are you actually going to spend your time doing, and why? And money isn't always going to be the reason. No,
like I'm still doing, and I have been doing since I joined the Wax ecosystem. I'm here to help people. I like to teach things. I like to help people, and that's what I really like to do. So that's what I put my time on. I could put my time on things that would make a lot more money, but at some point you need to do what you really enjoy doing, right? Mm-hmm. It's why I created a YouTube channel, and why I create content, and I don't have a specific schedule and everything like that, because I do things when I feel like doing it, and that's not the optimized way, but it's the fun way.
Well, I think you've developed enough momentum, personally, financially, and otherwise to be able to do that, right?
But I didn't have that from the start, right? Mm-hmm. If I asked back 3 years ago, I was in debt to the tax office, and I couldn't really pay it, and now it's a whole new world.
Yeah,
and I was doing this work the same way before as well.
You were grinding hard a year ago, right? I mean, we all were. But I mean, you know, it was just like nose to the grindstone, doing, you know, as much stuff as we could possibly do. And I think like because of where I'm at, like, and there's just so much stuff going on, like I'm probably gonna end up doing that this year too. But I have to balance it with life, or I'll lose my goddamn mind. Like that's kind of the story of the last month, like trying to figure out how to, you know, not be putting in 18-hour days. And
but I actually
the highest ROI humanly possible.
I accepted something about myself recently, and it's that if I look back for the last 10 years, I've always had too much to do. And I think that is a trait that I should embrace and not be too stressed about, because that's where I do the best work. That's where I enjoy being. That's where I enjoy living. I need to have more to do than I can handle. Even though I get stressed out, even though some days it sucks, most days it's more fun.
That's cool.
And
like that level of self-awareness. I'm gonna be like you when I grow up.
We will see.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
Maybe.
we will see if when I go into a burnout and crash, or
well,
but
right.
yeah, it's fun.
I mean, it's. I mean, I've gone through like real burnout where I spent like 2 months doing nothing. It's a couple of years ago, and I started recognizing in December, like shit, like there's like this is. You kind of get the signals, you know, diminishing returns on, you know, brain power, like you know, the kind of early signs that this might be a possibility. So I started doing the sunrise thing again, and basically just trying to do the work to figure out, okay, it's gonna be a sprint again in 2022, but only if I want it, right? Like, I don't have to do any of this shit, right? Like I can just stop, but I really, really want to, and so now it's a matter of like really dialing into what parts of this am I committed to. You know, do I feel responsible for delivering, and then what's the way that you know I can deliver on, you know, those promises in my own vision for the future in a way that doesn't make me just fall down, right? And there's so many ways to do that. If you just spend a little bit of time, you know, again, going back to the time thing, right? Like, what are the actual things that I need to be doing and thinking about to move this ball forward just a tiny little bit? And just do that every day, right?
Yeah, and also like one thing that people don't understand is if you want to manage stress, you don't want to do less, you want to do more what makes you happy. And that is a big difference, because people always try to remove things.
Right.
Yeah, they just want to remove things that are bad. What they need to do is replace bad things with something that is good, and that's how you recover. That's how you become stronger. And that's why, like, for the last month, every morning I sit an hour on my stationary bike. And every evening I do burpees, and not because I want to do burpees before I go to bed, but that's what I decided to do. And each date, I mean, if it's the 5th of, like today, it's the 5th, so I will do 5 burpees plus the month, so that's 6 burpees today. On the last of December, that's way more burpees, because that's 31 plus 12, right? So that's and if you add 31 plus 12 together, that's too many burpees. In conclusion.
Hold on, let me do the math. Too many.
Yeah, and it's a rough day, like, and you need to do things that push you in other ways, and you need to do things you don't like to do, and just because it's good for you, and just make it happen. So you should also join the daily burpee challenge, mate. All year. It's just 6 today. It's not that hard.
It's true. Yeah,
you just need to fall down and get up again.
I'm always worried about my knees doing that, because like I started biking again on we got a Peloton in the house or whatever. I did, you know, my first day again yesterday, and all day, you know, yesterday and this morning my knees are like, why are you an asshole? However, I'll do 6 burpees today, but I'll just do them like slow, like an old person.
Yeah,
I love the idea. I love the idea.
You don't have to do it fast. You just have to decide that you're gonna do it and stick with it. And then at the last of January, it's not that fun. But then it's February this 1st, and it's just 3 burpees again.
That's fun. That's fun.
Yeah.
All right.
I think.
God damn it.
Nick is gonna do it also.
There you go. All right. Fine. No, it's cool. All right. Burpee challenge. Let me see.
Yeah. It's just a daily fun thing to do.
Well, and really, I just have to go slow, because like my back is screwed up sometimes too, or whatever. But like, it's just like getting up off the floor. Like, I don't have to do it like some crazy athlete. I'll just do it.
But
there's always a way.
If someone can't get up from the floor, you really need to do it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the whole meditation thing. If you don't have time to meditate, you need to meditate more.
Yeah, it is so true. Yeah, I'm actually looking at buying a Fred mill to my farm.
A what?
A Fred mill, so I can run.
Oh, a treadmill.
Exactly, treadmill. Sorry.
Did you call it a Fred mill?
Yeah, it's I don't know why.
Who cares? I think we should make a line of treadmills called Fred mill. like every mile it spits out an NFT.
Yeah. So I found a gym that is defaulting, and they are selling it out on auction really cheap, and I think I should buy one.
There you go.
We will see.
All right.
Yeah.
Apparently, Deej is in
fun.
on the burpee challenge.
Yeah, of course. He's a good man.
There you go.
He's not a savage. That's why he's doing it.
There you go. All right, so that academy thing, I'm going to be sharing that out with people a lot. I think it's a resource that I know is going to grow and be, really value add for the whole ecosystem. So
and if nothing crazy happens next week, I'm going to work on more lessons for it. If everything goes according to plan, which is hopefully it does.
What's your next lesson?
I have one that I already started on how to avoid scams and hacks, which is pretty relevant. And I have a basic course in what an NFT is that I started on, and then I have, I don't know how many, I think it's 10 or 12 more parts to the Wax course that I need to add, like the Wax DeFi and things like that.
That's cool.
People don't understand that there is a Wax DeFi, and they should have known that the last 2 months, because it was great.
Real good.
Yeah.
I remember, I think it was you that told me about it a long time ago. I got into it early last year, and it was all right. It was definitely one of a pretty decent performing position. But I read the little white paper on it or whatever, and the second, like, wait a minute, you get a tiny little bit of share of all of the NFT sales that are going on Atomic. Okay, I'm in. And I like last month was shocking. Like, it was, I think I only put in about 10 or 15 grand or whatever it was. But I made like a full Ethereum. Like, what the fuck? Like, I was like, what?
I have a friend in one of the chats. He made 13 ETH from that last one.
Yeah, I mean, that's if you like that
it's
sort of thing,
it's a good day.
Right? Whew.
He said it was a Christmas gift, and I can agree.
Yeah, no shit. That's awesome. Yeah, that's one of those positions that, like, in all likelihood, if it remains like the same kind of setup, I don't know that I'd ever sell it. Just to keep it and keep making money.
Nick is making fun of me. Yo, Fred, is that meal ready yet? No.
Fred Mills, better than treadmills.
Yeah.
Yep.
Both are nice though.
That's fun.
No, but yeah, what's happening in the Uplift world after the event? What's new and what's burning?
Oh, Jesus. I mean, the builds, you remember, like, before, like, oh, we can't keep up with the builds. Now, like, I can't, it's ridiculous. Like, I can't even keep up with the projects half the time. The galleries are going really well. We're doing a lot of, like, grand opening things now for the galleries that are opening up. Like the mall gallery, if you haven't seen that yet, it's freaking mental. The Rocket Gallery team is just making new ones. They made one like called Vine. Like, these are, like, it's kind of becoming like its own genre, right? Like, they're creating these artistic installations and just bringing in artists and NFT artists, not even just NFT artists, but artists to feature or whatever, and they become these sort of interactive things, right? So it's that part I knew was going to happen, but it's a lot better than what I imagined it would be even a long time from now already, which is really, really exciting for me. Yeah, and like the shops in the survival worlds is definitely changing the game. People are actually making decent money farming fucking shit carrots and stuff, and not shit carrots. That's weird. Like, good carrots, presumably. Which we kind of always. Carrot? I don't know. It's a bad carrot or something. I don't know. It's like, that should be the tagline for this show. What is a shit carrot?
It's a rabbit. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I mean, those kinds of things, and now, like, people coming back from the Christmas break, like, that we've got a dev list still that's gonna push into probably 6 months from now. Talking about doing guilds and automatic PvP maps and all sorts of crazy shit. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's nice. You need to have a lot of activities, and I wish I could or take more time to build more. I have a lot of land that I want to use, and I'm not really utilizing it fully.
Well, if you think of any event that you want to do, we can take your giant pyramid thing, and we basically have been copying those things out to isolated servers so they can handle tons of load, right? And we either give away or sell NFTs to give people access to the event, and rock and roll. Even if you just want to do like a grand opening, but like if you want to do like a PvP thing or a race, the Swap Lift Cup. I don't know if you saw that, but that was an amazing success for the team that put that together. There was like 50, 60 people in there and a bunch of racing, and everybody had a blast. So
yeah, it's fun. It's nice.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
it's good. It's fun.
Indeed. Yeah. What's your favorite project right now?
I mean,
outside of your own.
That isn't mine. I tend to be biased. I whaled into expansion pretty hard.
Yeah. That's I don't like their token sale that they did. Outside of that, I liked that that game is promising. I wish I had a bigger roadmap for what they are trying to do. Like what's happened in 5 years, 10 years? What's their
like the long-term vision?
In the uplift world, you can see, okay, this is a big thing. You can use this for a long time. It will still be fun. Yeah. But what about the expansion? What happens after a year, 2 years? What are they adding? They might have a big plan that we don't know about. They might have a big plan that some people know about that I don't.
Yeah, because I knew the team beforehand. We were actually talking to them when they were doing Soda.finance on Binance Smart Chain, and we're talking about doing some things with them. Just nothing really happened, but I really like the team. And yeah, it seemed to me that they've got a decent circular economy, because there's only 1 billion XPS that's going to be out there, and we're constantly rifling it through to upgrade the lands. Although apparently, like, not many people are upgrading land yet, which is really, really fascinating to me, right? It's like the emission schedule for this is relatively static, and having it set so that we can increase the amount that we're getting on a finite supply. Like, it's isn't Alien Worlds like 10 billion?
I think so.
Right? This is one.
Yeah.
So like. And again, it's a lot of its attention too, right? Because like 1 billion tokens, if nobody gives a fuck about it, doesn't mean anything. Right? So like that, that's something I've been thinking about a lot, especially around the Budak thing, right? Like, and all these projects, like you need a number of active wallets times number of meaningful transactions, right? That's kind of always goes to the back of my head for any of these token things, but. Yeah, it seems like they're basically just going to be having a situation where it rifles around to that, and they're thinking in terms of metaverse and a bunch of other stuff as well. But we'll see how all that stuff kind of works out.
I don't know which my max upgrader is. I always get lost in their interface expansion.
Yeah,
I don't know where to find it.
It took me a little while to get used to it too. Yeah, Nick, you said it's barely worth it to upgrade epics. Anything?
Oh, I have a settlement at least. I don't know.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, no, I've got some colonies.
Yeah,
I went a little crazy. Yeah, it's true. Like the way things are set up now, it definitely feels like. And I always, anytime we kind of think about, okay, what's your timeline to ROI? And yeah, the common and uncommon ones, it's a little bit less. But now that I've got actual colonies on the epics, it actually does make more sense longitudinally for me to start upgrading some of the smaller ones. But I'm actually focused on just upgrading one of them now to I want to see if I can get all the way to the end, because I'm stupid.
That's nice though.
It's fun. Like, for me, like this is one of those things where like already my stuff is worth way more than I purchased it. I already know exactly when I'm going to be making all of my money back if the XPS price doesn't change at all. And who knows if it goes up or way down, or who knows, right? That's all. Nobody knows what's going to happen there. But my game plan right now is I'm just going to build and rifle back everything in for at least a year and see what happens. And again, they'll figure it out and it'll be amazing, or it'll just be fun.
And for our planet, now your NFTs are no longer stakeable there. Is that something, will you try to change that, or what's the plan there? Because they have this voting thing.
Yeah, the voting thing, you get to vote with Aether, and we did the land upgrade thing with Aether. So the uplift has a significant amount of Aether. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So I think I'd like to do that. To me, and we don't have any plans around this, but it's a dramatic opportunity, frankly. That I think we'll find a way to do stuff. I mean, we always want to do stuff with our planet. I freaking love those guys. But we're going to be able to do more now that the Upliftium economy is stabilizing. I think we're going to be able to do some stuff there for ourselves, right? And then Blue Deck is getting into NFT staking this quarter as well. So I think like that is a huge opportunity for other projects to take up that demand now that those NFTs are kind of out there in the ecosystem. And there's way more too that are out there, where I always see those things as just it's a relationship more than anything, right? Like you're basically cross-pollinating two communities. It just happens to be in the form of an NFT that's spitting out a token, right? So yeah, that's gonna be interesting. But yeah, no, I definitely like Uplift will be active in the voting system for sure.
Yeah, I wonder how much we need. That's like I tried to fish it out, but I haven't got the information.
They created so much inflation that even like the 5 million per piece of land that we're on the upgrade, like I think we've got like a couple billion or something like that, but even that might not be anything, right? Like they definitely went hard on inflation.
Yeah, you got 6.4 billion uplift.xp, and
so that's the rewards account. So our business account will have the same amount. That rewards account, like I guess we could use it to vote. I haven't really thought about that. Like eventually that stuff's all going back out to the community. I just haven't decided how yet, and I'm not in a hurry.
The Uplift World has 1.4 million. Oh, 1.4 billion. Sorry. Which means that I have more. But I bought a bunch of Ether now because I want to, those that I bought my NFTs a long time ago, I want them to be able to stake them somewhere. So I'm trying my best to get a lot of Ether. But I think, like, if I'm honest, I think it will require between 10 and 25 billion just to get a project stakeable.
Yeah,
and that's a
lot.
That's more than I am willing to buy. I can say that.
Well, and this is the thing, like that as a genre, like the technology, like we've got the smart contracts done for it already for Blue Deck, right? We're gonna be able to do the same thing the way that we do it for Upliftium. I mean, it's just have the stuff in your wallet. So it's really simple. So I think that the demand for that is going to be taken up by other products, I think. Yeah,
I think that would be nice. Right now, I have 4.3 million Upliftium unclaimed. Should I claim that? I don't know.
You can. Yep. Yeah. You want to do a Portal collab? So you do portals for you do portal installs are 10 million. You get 2 portals, right? And they bounce back and forth.
I have now. If I claim this, I have 10 million. 10
okay. Well, if we do, like I've got a bunch of Upliftium. And we can set up a portal between my estate and Gratitude and your big community thing.
That's cool.
Want. Yeah, it'd be fun.
Yeah. So then we have a portal we can transfer between them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's nice from you because I'm very close to the spawn.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
That's nice.
That's good. Yeah, it's fun.
Take it in the Eye of Sauron or something in the top.
Nick, don't. It's a tax trap. Adds a taxable action.
Yep.
Oh no.
Claiming. I can't claim right now because I don't have that ledger fixed. But claiming is a taxable event.
Well, I'll set up a portal between our two things if you want. Just for fun.
No, I can claim. I don't mind it.
All right, cool. That's fun.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I'm in.
But I also need to get some art installation, and they are 100K a pop, right? Or are they more now?
400 now.
400. Bam.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Did you see all the our buddy Sebastian Digital Asset is basically doing a big gallery of all the Bored Apes and big PFP projects, and is actually getting getting sign off on posting them up or whatever. He's got a huge installation of Bored Apes now that are all in there. And just from last night, there's like a bunch more that are clamoring to actually get into his gallery. So that's a whole thing that's going on. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, that's nice. I saw someone on Twitter today. He tweeted that he took a $350,000 loan and bought an ape, and I don't think that's a great idea.
Fucking terrible idea is what it is. Jesus.
I mean, yeah.
That's like at any millisecond that like it's only gonna take a tiny little, change in sentiment, and the Bored Ape floor will crash hard. Like at least as fast as it went up. And people just need to understand that. Right. And while it's good, great. Like people will make money on Bored Apes. Like while I'm cautioning everyone, people who are ignoring me will go out and make tons of money with those things. Great. Just like my risk tolerance just can't. Nope.
Are you thinking like that because you are thinking, or because you are going into the old state of old guys? It was better before. This new technology.
Oh no! I like
you shouldn't go there.
Well, no, let me caveat it, right? Well, Hustle and I had this conversation, right? He tried to get me into Bored Apes and said, like, oh, dude, you can get one for like 14,000. I'm like, dude, I'm not buying a fucking ape picture for 14 grand.
Yeah.
I mean, they're worth like, I don't know, 400,000 now. So like he was very, very right about it. I don't understand it viscerally enough that I could risk it. Right. And I mean, obviously I have been wrong about this. Like this is something that has caught fire and people are really, really digging it. But now, like my trader mind pops in is like, anything that goes up this fast is going to come down just as fast. Now, over years, it's I think going to trend upwards because that community is very vibrant and vital, and that's the point, right? Behind it.
But then again, our planet community was very vibrant before as well.
Yeah.
And like the thing is, what I do is I only buy NFTs if I don't mind getting stuck with them forever.
Yep.
And then I might sell them, and that's fine. And okay, sure. Sometimes I might buy something with the pure idea just to flip them, but most times I say, okay, is this something I can get stuck with? Yes. Okay, then I will have it.
100%.
If not, I will leave it. And that means I miss a lot of opportunities, but it also means I have my sanity in check.
Yeah, that to me that's the biggest thing to me. Like I traded long enough actively to know that it just, as long as you can justify keeping it forever and you don't care, which is why, I mean, stuff like expansion or whatever, like that stuff comes out. I know for like a pretty high degree of certainty, I'm going to make more on this than I spent on it. The only question is how long it takes. And I don't care. Right? Like,
400 years.
Well, I mean, 400 years would be a little much, but like generally it's like I've yet to see one of these staking projects where it's more than 4 years. Right. And, to spend any amount of money and have a reasonable percentage degree of return, in less than 4 years, like people are buying houses with an expectation of return in 30 years. Right.
Yeah.
And this is better, just objectively.
And I mean, I've been saying it, even though when our planet was crazy, I was saying this is not sustainable. And I mean,
100%.
I still, on the token price right now, make enough per week to buy a bottle of wine for free, which is nice, right?
Dude, I could pay for a car, like a lease car, still. Probably a shitty one, but still, right? And again, like for a while, it was that every day, which was like, what the fuck? It's that's a whole thing. But that's the thing, like it thinking in terms of we've been in our planet for what, like a year, give or take, right?
Yeah,
quite the fucking year,
pretty much,
right? And what does it look like?
Last year is crazy,
right? So like I was talking to Bonds about this, like asking them, what the deal was and kind of what his feeling was. Like, dude, they're pushing updates every day in our planet, like that. They're not done, and that's all I need to know, right? Like that they're gonna iterate. Some of the stuff they try is gonna work, some of it won't. I don't give a fuck. I'm here for 10 years, not 10 months. Right. And I've already made so much money off of it. Like, I don't care. I'm just never going to sell it like that, and again, like it's a little bit frustrating that the only thing they could do for most of this year was create so much fucking inflation that my stack that I used to think was cool is done. But at the same time, it means like the people that were actively playing, not me, the people that were actively playing have a better position now. And that's Good. That's totally fair, frankly, right?
So you're saying that just buying something and hodling it is not always the best idea?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, that's 100%. Even though I do it, just like own that people that are actively playing these games.
But then again, if you buy an Alien World land, or if you did before and you just hodl it, it was a good idea.
It's pretty good. Well, I mean, there's tons of them where even just like, grabbing any of these things and just hodling it for a while, it's probably not dumb, right? Like there's a bunch that I kind of bought into, just don't have time to play. I'm not selling them.
Yeah.
So I think like 4 years from now, they could splinter lands out, and you could be sitting on like 10 to 100 times the value.
Yeah. Yeah, Victor Lopez is saying they are crap, and I would say no, they are not crap. They were crap if you bought them for a high amount. I agree, from Farmer's World.
Yeah.
But right now, I don't have a lot of tools in Farmer's World. I do not, but I make 140 wax per day in value, so I don't know.
This is the thing. If you buy at the peak, then that's your fucking problem. And like, it's really, really easy to see when the peak is. Oh my God, people are making so much money. What the fuck is happening? That's the peak.
When people were making $30,000 per day.
Right? I can't get into Bored Ape when everyone's like, oh my God, they're worth 18 trillion. And they honestly, they could 10x from here. They really could.
Yeah.
I personally can't do it because I know people will get wrecked at some point. And I can't justify doing that when I can go into a project that has that barely anyone knows about. Because that's when you fucking buy. When no one's talking about it yet. And you're like, wait a minute, there's like an asymmetric information. Like people don't really quite understand that there's only 1 billion XBS tokens, and they're on 2 chains, and they're gonna have an amazing bridge, and their system works. Cool. Bye.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit. I mean, it's really sad for people that buy at the highest peaks and they get wrecked. But also, you need to be careful. And I mean, if you ask me, will Bitcoin be valued higher than today in 10 years' time? I would say 100% yes.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean that I'm willing to take a big loan and buy Bitcoin? The answer is no. And even though I'm convinced, I'm not going to take a loan to do it. And I'm not going to take a $350,000 loan to buy an ugly ape.
Well, and here's the thing. Like, if that guy is sitting on like $10 million, less crazy, right? Like if
why would he take a loan then?
Well, I mean, because like debt is great if you can handle it.
I guess. Yeah.
Right. I mean that it makes sense to do it if you have the capital and it's not gonna stress you out if it goes sideways, right? I mean,
it makes for a good tweet.
It does make for a good tweet. Yeah, the whole thing is really fun. We're talking about Train of the Century. I haven't looked at that stuff yet.
Yeah, I was never a fan of that.
Why do you, Nick said, I haven't really got into it. Nick said Alien Worlds is really the only product that has held value. What, Deej, why would you, if you had to guess why Alien Worlds has held up so well, what do you think is doing it?
Me or him?
You. I mean, or anyone in the comments. I'd love to hear everybody's opinion, but I mean, he's only going to hear me 30 seconds.
Yeah, there are a few reasons for that. One is that they actually have an idea for a long-term outlook. Mm-hmm. So from the start, you could see that they are not the product that they delivered so far is not the final product. It's just to start economic layer. That's clear in their white paper, which is highly difficult to get through in detail, which I did very early on.
Yeah.
And that is one. So if you are a speculator, you can say, hey, this is just a start. This will look better in a few years.
Yep.
The other one is that the team has a lot of experience doing what they are doing. They are expanding. They are thinking long-term from the start. And they got the right idea. They said, hey, Trillium is not just a wax token. Trillium is an ERC20 token. There will always be a bridge for Ethereum and for Binance Smart Chain. And they got listed on Binance very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get listed on Binance, that's pretty good.
And now they are on FTX, and they are on a bunch of different exchanges. And I mean, if someone wants to sell the token, you mine and you sell token, and you don't want to impact the price too much, you need a high volume. And with Binance, there's a lot of automated buying from bots that when it goes up and down during the day, they sell at the top and they buy when it goes down, and they keep the market afloat.
Yeah.
And that is, like, you can say all you want against bots and whales trading and everything, but it helps to keep the market alive when they add the volume and the liquidity, and that is very important.
Yep. Totally agree.
But I'm still disappointed that we don't see the council yet. That should have been live in January last year. Thunderdome should have been live No, I think council should be in Mars and Thunderdome in January or February. So that was last year, and that didn't happen. And then like the council is what will keep Alien World going. You have these VCs. Each planet is technically a VC.
Yep.
Where you got a shit ton of tokens. I don't know how much we have right now on the different accounts, but if we go to
like, it's DAOs, right? I mean, that's the whole, I mean, the idea that, and I mean, Uplift is going to have something like this. I mean, the whole world DAOs, we've been talking about that since the beginning. Governance is a fucking hard, colossal pain in the ass, but it's such an obvious thing to do. Just because, I mean, like the Uplift as an example, and London, there's community associations developing naturally on their own in the Uplift, and they've got their own kind of culture and their own sort of ideas or whatever. And between that and guilds that we're going to be launching this year for Uplift, basically allows people to collaborate and marshal some resources collectively and do cool shit. Right. And I know like Alien Worlds is, they'll figure it out. It's not like they're not going to get it done. It obviously isn't happening when, what some of us want it.
No. And yes, for people to understand, Kavian, which is one of the planets, got $3.2 million in Trillium sitting there waiting for the DAO to get started. And if you just take 10 projects and you give them $50,000 and you say, hey, build something cool for Alien Worlds, and that use Trillium or Kavian or token or whatever, you can do a lot of shit when you have 6 teams doing like, hey, we believe this should be done. Yeah, do that. And
it's what EOS is finally doing now. I don't know if you caught my interview with Yves LaRose, but they're basically doing that now, and they should have been doing it the whole time, right? If they had 100 or 1,000 projects working on EOS, it would be it'd be an industry leader instead of a tanked economy right now. But they're pulling it out, and that's how they're doing it, right? Like they've got funding, they're giving money to teams like cool, build it, right? If it's for public good on the blockchain, for EOS and is going to create value, then here's the money. Smart. Yeah,
that's what we thought that being a block producer team was from the start. Like we joined EOS before mainnet launched, and we thought that, hey, now we will get a lot of decentralized small teams in the world building cool shit, being funded by the chain. Exactly what happening on Wax. Wax is working way better like that, because Wax don't allow for the vote trading and all the voter rewards, which is happening on EOS, which kill the revenue of block producers, so they can't invest in projects. But I hope this will work with the EOS Foundation. I'm trying to follow what is happening. It's just a lot of information right now. And I wish I was in one of the groups, but I'm not. I can't put that time right now.
Chat with Eve, like do a show, hang out with them. It's just fun anyway. Like just because he's got such a builder and community collaborator mindset, it was an absolute pleasure to chat with him, because it reminded me of all the things that I absolutely love about what we're doing. And when we get kind of in the details, it's hard to kind of get away from that a little bit. But it was just selfishly, it was a really cool conversation for me. So. And I don't know if you chatted with him, but he's fucking fantastic. It's good shit.
No, I have not chatted a lot with him, but the EOS Nation team I have chatted a lot with over the time. Cool. So, but he's not in that team anymore, but he was.
Yeah.
The reason he left is an interesting reason.
Yeah, he talked about it on the show with me. It's good.
Yeah.
Never dull. It's never dull.
No.
Anyway, listen. I gotta run. But thank you so much.
Me
for calling
too.
back
I
again.
can almost not keep my eyes open anymore. I got such a cold right now. It's,
sorry, man.
it's insane.
Well, thanks for coming on, even though you're not feeling good.
It's life, right?
So 6 burpees today.
Yes, and 7 tomorrow.
God damn it.
Okay. All you need to do is put down some pillows, fall down and get up, and fall down and get up, and you're
falling
you're
down.
fine.
I'm gonna be really good at that part.
Do it in the bed. No, they don't do it. It's rough.
Yeah, right. All right, awesome. Thanks, man. And again, check the links, and I'll have we'll maybe add them to the show notes here for the academy and for the new market and stuff. I want to buy some stuff off this market. It sounds fancy.
The main reason is to get whitelisted, and you find all my NFTs there, and I might add other projects in the future.
All right.
So that's good.
I like it.
Yeah,
Nick, we love you. Deej, I'm so glad you're back. You guys are fantastic. And 2022 is going to be honestly pretty big, I think.
I agree.
All right.
It's just getting started.
You want to do the Jimmy chop?
Like...